Have you ever told everyone about something big you were planning to do, only to realize somehow it never happened? It's strange, isn't it? Sometimes, the more we talk about our dreams, the further away they seem to drift. Let me tell you a story. In a quiet little village, tucked between rolling green hills, there lived a young man named Simon. Simon was full of ideas, big ones. One week, he wanted to open a shop. The next, he was determined to learn pottery. Then suddenly, he decided to build a house. But Simon had a habit, a rather peculiar one. Before starting anything, he would go around telling everyone. He'd stroll through the market, chest puffed out, and announce, "I'm going to open the biggest shop this village has ever seen." People would smile. They'd clap him on the back. "Brilliant idea, Simon," they'd say. And in that moment, Simon felt incredible, proud, important. That night, he'd sleep peacefully. But the next morning, the energy was gone. The excitement faded, and the shop was never built. A week later, a new idea. "I'm going to make the finest pottery anyone's ever seen." Once again, the villagers gathered. Once again, they praised him. And once again, after a few days, the dream quietly disappeared. No clay was ever touched. This went on for years. Big dreams, loud announcements, applause but no action. And slowly, something inside Simon began to change. The pride faded into confusion. The excitement turned into shame. One evening, he sat by the old village well, staring into the still water. That's when an elder approached him. A quiet man, wise, respected, not because he spoke much, but because of how he lived. He sat beside Simon and asked gently, "My son, what troubles you?" Simon sighed. "I got so many dreams, but I never finish anything. I don't understand what's wrong with me." The elder nodded thoughtfully. "Tell me, what do you do when you have a new idea?" Simon replied without hesitation, "I tell everyone. I want them to know, to be proud of me." The elder gave a soft smile. "Come and see me tomorrow morning." The next day, Simon arrived at the elder's small garden. The elder held 2 seeds in his hand. He passed one to Simon. "Plant this." Simon dug a small hole, placed a seed inside, and covered it with soil. Then the elder took the second seed, but instead of planting it, he held it up and called out to a group of nearby children. "Look here," he said. "This seed will grow into a magnificent tree." The children clapped and cheered. And then he placed the seed on a rock, out in the open. Days passed. Quietly, the elder watered the buried seed. He said nothing about it. Slowly, a tiny green shoot appeared. Week by week, it grew stronger. Meanwhile, the seed on the rock, it stayed the same, drying in the sun, picked apart by birds, until eventually it vanished. After some time, Simon stood staring at the small, growing plant. The elder turned to him and said gently, "A seed needs silence to grow. It needs darkness, protection. If you leave it out in the open, talking about it, showing it off, it dries up. It never becomes anything." Simon felt something shift inside him. The elder continued, "When you speak too soon about your dreams, you feel a sense of achievement before you've done any work. The praise tricks your mind. It makes you believe you've already succeeded. And so the fire fades." That night, Simon made a decision. This time, he would do things differently. No announcements, no applause, just work. He chose one simple goal: to build a wooden chair. Each evening, after his daily chores, he worked quietly. Some days he felt motivated, other days exhausted, but he carried on. No one knew, no one asked, there was no pressure. Only him and the wood. Weeks passed, mistakes were made, lessons were learned, and slowly, the chair began to take shape, until one day it was finished. Simon sat down on it and smiled, because this feeling, this was different. This wasn't empty pride from words. This was real. One morning, a neighbor noticed the chair. "Simon, this is beautiful. When did you make this?" Simon simply replied, "I've been working on it." "You never told anyone." He smiled. "I wanted to finish it first." Word spread. People admired his work. But by then, Simon had already started something new. A table, then a shelf, then a stool, all built in silence. Years passed. Simon became known as one of the finest craftsmen in the village, not because he spoke loudly, but because his work spoke for him. And perhaps there's something in that for all of us. How often do we share our plans too early, only to watch them fade away? Sometimes the less you say, the more you achieve. So the next time you feel the urge to announce your big idea, pause, stay quiet, let it grow, and when it's ready, the world will see it without you saying a word. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Channel Batuni Story.